Welcome back to another precision farming video. So, it's about time to do a follow-up video on everything I've learned so far. Now we've got nitrogen is what I'm looking at. I'm going to zoom in. This field here with my worker on it, worker H. I'm looking at this light green, which is at about 160, 140. This is 180, this is 200. Because of the soil types, this being loam, this being sandy loam. What I'm really looking at here is how the nitrogen has really gotten splotchy, which is interesting. And that is because I'm looking at rotation plan A. Since I started this precision farming series, I plowed it out brand new from the grass, fresh, planted wheat on it after that, and then I harvested canola after the wheat, and then next I went with oats. And then I went with wheat. So we've got three harvested crops and one that I'm planting. And in my previous precision farming videos, I noticed the glitches started to happen with the workers doing random weird stuff from the Twilight Zone type stuff, which was very interesting and fun to watch. And around the third harvest is when weird stuff starts to happen with precision farming. Now there was an update a few days ago. Hopefully maybe that addressed those issues. I don't know. I haven't tested it yet. But those were fun to watch. It was fun to find out. I really enjoyed that. But we're going to continue to let this worker do its thing. And I'm almost out of wheat. I've got 16%, but that should be hopefully enough for the rest of this field. And as you can see, I'm using the fertilizer that is, for this cedar. But the next thing I'm going to do today is add manure to this and see if I can make those lighter green splotches in the sandy loam match up. And when I come back to this, when we come back to this, I want to see if those splotches changed at all. So now it's making one. I want to see if there's any more variances. All the fields have that. Whoops, I just disabled my worker. I got to rehire him or her. So let's see what type of worker I get. This is always fun to do. Here's an unexpected bonus. This is my character. That's me. Now that is the worker. Now I'm going to go back to here, show the soil types as I discussed. It's mostly sandy loam. But for the purposes of this video, we're looking at nitrogen and adding manure. Oh wow, look at those splotches. You see on the far right here, let me do my circle cursor. That is cool. That's what I was looking for. So this is a new discovery with precision farming that I've found out as I'm recording this now. And I thought I needed to start recording it because I thought this needs to be documented. So I'm going to add manure to that. See if it evens it out. So I'm going to teleport. You know what I should use? I should get some more seeds first. Yeah. Before I do any of this, I'm going to purchase a manure device. Spreader. Well, not a very expensive one because I'm looking... Whoops. What did I do wrong there? Turn it on. Okay. I'm looking at getting a cheap one. Just get a cheap... Whoops. I'm having some difficulties backing this up. Lots and lots of practice makes perfect. In this, just when you think you're good at it, You're not. That's okay. Because later on I have my eyes on the Gator heavy-duty 45,000 liter manure spreader. It's 175,000. I can't wait to buy that. That's going to be cool. But just for this video, I'm going to, you know, get a low, not a very big one. So I'll go to the garage. First, I need to borrow some money. But before I borrow money, I need to figure out which one I'm going to buy. You know, I might as well get one with low slots that I know is a good go-to. -6, 15,000 for 30,000 bucks. Oh, here, $6,100. 10 slots, 9,000. Okay. So I don't need to borrow that much money. Oh yeah, this is definitely a cool test video for what I think the manure, when I hire a worker, it's going to spread out where it needs to and clean that up. Okay, you know what? 3,500. No, 9,000. Okay. Protective cover. Hold on. Whoops. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. Yes, on the protective cover. Wheel setup, white tires, standard white tires, and then back to. You know, it does this sometimes with certain mods. It doesn't do it with all of them. Hold on. There we are. Oh, whoops. I had it. 9,000 liters. Sorry about that. So that will be my manure spreader. The worker is looking good. I'll use this wheel loader because it does have a PTO. Hold on a minute. Oops, I need to just get rid of the weight. There it is. Hold on a second. There it is. Takes a while to get cycle through. That was a lot of triangle buttons. Oh yes, and then I will need the scooper. And hopefully once I get all this, the worker will have been done already. Whoops. Dump off this silage. We'll see what happens. I hope what I'm predicting happens, that the worker is going to fertilize where necessary and not fertilize where not necessary to even it all out for what is correct for wheat, which I'm planting on mostly sandy loam with a little bit of loam. So I'm going to head down to the shop, do a driver's point of view, now's the time for some traveling music. All right, perfect. Perfect timing. Worker A has completed their task. Now, I do have some manure. My cows have made so far. Wow, 5,869 manure. And I just purchased those, by the way. This is important. I just purchased those on Sunday. New livestock, $16,555 with including delivery charge on 9 cattle, which was 7 cows and 2 bulls. Today, though, I bought 16 horses, but you can see the new livestock isn't there. With seasons, horses are free. The only time there's a charge is when you sell them. And in a future video I'm going to be making, which is going to show how much money I made exercising 3 horses that are basically what the deal is with horses and seasons is people pay me to take care of their horses. I have to make sure that my horses are all... Well, I'm pretty sure. I thought the PTO would work on this. See, this is a PTO. Everything. So I may have the wrong vehicle type. But that's okay. Don't leave the video. I want to talk about the horses, okay? So I need to come back with a tractor, it looks like. Oh, actually, I could just leave this here. I don't need to go back. So I'm going to teleport. Gosh, you know, I thought that PTO would have worked. Probably would, but not for this particular mod, which is understandable. It's a more old-fashioned, and the PTO just isn't high enough. That's probably what it is. So I'll dump this off, teleport to a tractor. You don't have access to this land. Okay. Well, I'm learning as I go then. So I do have to drive back. Talk about the horses. I've got 16 of them. Now it takes roughly 3 minutes to 5 minutes, depending on if you have a horse exercising area for your horse, or if you just pretty much ride them, or if you use them and make them sprint or jump. I've found out that jumping does help. Now, as far as galloping and just walking, there is no difference. With seasons, I don't know about the regular version of the game. That's interesting. So what I can do sometimes is just point my horse in a certain direction, put it on walk, go take a break in real life, walk away, maybe take the trash outside, come back about 4 or 5 minutes later, and my horse will have had all of its riding. Let me just look right here. So right now I've got horse 11 that I've gave daily riding. It's got 109% daily riding. Now I got to do 15 more horses. And then the video that I'm going to make is going to show how much money I made for all of that effort, which is a long time. If you take 16 times 5, that's 80 minutes of real time, which, you know, might be cool for the first day, but imagine doing that every day. That would get tedious and monotonous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the video and see how much money I make for 16 horses. And if it's a ton of money, I just might keep them. If it's not worth the effort, then I am going to sell 14 of them and just keep 2. Because I can handle riding just 2 horses today, exercising them. Oh yes, and by the way, I forgot, in seasons what it is people pay you to take care of their horses because maybe they're going on vacation or a family vacation and they need someone to look after their horse and say, yeah, I've got a spot, you know, I'll make sure my workers or myself exercises it every day. So this is where I want to be eventually for this field. And they know that they pay me. But I think the more horses you have, the more exponential bonus you get. Because I've noticed that I have had up to 4 horses at the most. So I need to teleport to a tractor. That's a good tractor right here. This small tractor should be able to handle that. So I'm going to go pick up that manure spreader. Continuing talking about the horses. Don't worry, this video I hope has entertained you so far. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to show. I also need to, for those that are new, here you are, to my channel. As you can see, I'm on 9 days per season. Everything's turned on. Everything's turned on. Crop damage is at 50. Weed intensity scale is at 20. And I believe that's default. And that, believe me, that is enough for immersion. Well, you will have weeds to deal with. It will make it fun for you. If you want to put it on 100 to be hardcore, that would be cool. Just to see. I think I've covered everything. It looks like I need to do some more plant seeding over there where the worker wasn't able to go to. That's okay. I won't worry about that. I'll spread the manure out where I've already got it all set up to go, where the big splotches are that we saw earlier. So I'm driving to the shop to pick up the manure spreader. It's time for some more driving music.
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, Mary went, Mary went, and everywhere that Mary went.
All right, here we are. Hopefully, I don't have to sell this. Maybe I need an old-time tractor. Awesome, awesome. Okay, onward.
School one day, it followed her to school one day, which was against the rules. It made the children laugh and play.
Now let me just look at this in the garage, because I really didn't read it. Manure spreaders improve the harvest of your fields. Okay, so this is definitely a manure spreader. Of course it is. Of course it is. I just don't see any options to unfold it. So that's what I got worried about. No, nothing up there in the controls. So once I put manure in there, it should work. Or I will get the options once I'm on my land. That's what I'm thinking.
Why does the land love Mary so, Mary so, Mary so? Why does the land love
Don't forget to hit the like button, by the way, please.
her children cried? Why Mary loves the lamb, you know, lamb, you know, lamb, you know. Why Mary loves the lamb, you know, the teacher did reply.
Taking the scenic route. thought I was going to hit it, didn't you? Yeah, that windmill's got a lot of clearance. All right, here we are. Oh, okay, I got scared again. Well, wait a minute. Something don't make sense here. That don't make any sense at all, does it? For some reason, it's not allowing me to... Well, I'm just gonna... Alright. Drop it off here. Scoop this up. And maybe it's supposed to be in a grain silo? I don't think I can do it like this. I know with other mods I can. I've had other mods. For some odd reason, this one is saying no. Looks like I need some more practice. Okay, whoops. Huh. That is bizarre. Huh. That reminded me from the movie Back to the Future. What? Whoa, if I pull that out. Let's see, if I pull this out, it should start dumping on the ground. Okay, that's strange. Makes no sense. So what I'll do then is scoop up the rest of this and put it in my grain silo and then try to put it in there that way. So I'm going to drive this over to the grain silo, put the manure, because I have a multi-fruit. I forgot to mention that. I have a multi-fruit grain silo which allows me to put whatever I want under the sun. Whatever I want under the sun. I know it's not realistic. That's okay. A lot of this stuff in this game is not realistic. But it is pretty awesome, you gotta admit. Look at that corn. Got some nice corn growing. I've got a nice stockpile of corn going on, because pigs will be coming after that. So I'm pretty aggressive. I'm only on year 3. I've got chickens, cows, and now I've got horses. 16 of them. That's insane. You know why? Because like I said, that's every day I would have to ride them and take probably 2 hours, because you're talking about breaks too. So 120 minutes. You know, let's say about 100 minutes of doing that constantly. You would have to say, and I would have to say that, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do 16 horses every day. No, thank you. So after this, I'm hoping that I can sell 14 of them. Oh yeah, and you're probably asking, well, Jeff, why did you just not sell them? I tried. It would not let me sell them back to the animal dealer. And I tried 3 times. Just to make sure, and you know, that maybe I'd hit the wrong button or something. But I'm thinking you have to exercise them at least once in order to sell them, which is okay. I'm willing to ride 16 horses one time, and then I thought, well, that's a perfect time to make a video just to see how much money I make. Because if I'm thinking, I think it's exponential growth on property, you know, on income earned. Because at midnight, it'll pop up and show me how much I earned for how many horses I have. And I've noticed a pattern. For example, one time I had 2 horses, one time I had 3 horses, one time I had 4 horses. And each time, it exponentially got more growth. It was a little bit more for each horse. So I'm curious to see how much that's... Oh yeah, here we go. It's asking for chaff, sugarcane, hay, grass, straw. Which is weird. Where's the manure? Because you all saw me just put the manure in there. This mod is broken. I'm going to show you that I have the manure in my multi-fruit silo station. Which I know manure is not a fruit. There. 7,984. And the garage says to me that this is a lizard manure spreader that holds everything under the sun. What? How do I get manure in there? Did it have to be the trailer version? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, wait a second. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Duh. There's this mod, awesome. I did not know this. I have not seen this before. Hats off to the person who made this. This is cool. Apparently, this can be two different types of trailers. A manure trailer, which holds 3,500, or a trailer itself, which holds grain or whatever you want. I get it. But the good news, I don't have to drive to the shop over there because I got my own little area right here. Looks like I gotta get that milling machine out of the way. Bear with me. Get this out of the way real quick. Oh yeah, I just repaired this and then washed it off because I'm done with this right now for the season. I don't need this anymore. This is a good spot. Alright then. I just need to switch it back. Okay, I get it. Everybody was probably wondering and probably saying to themselves as they were watching me, they already knew. Alright, so now we're going to customize this. Right there, standard configuration, 3,500 liters of manure. Alright, and customize. $0, yes, okay. Jump back in here. Drive back over to the grain silo. By the way, I do want to show you that I do have manure growing. I have manure growing. That's interesting. That's an interesting way of putting it. My cows, you saw, so I had some. So I won't be buying it every time. It's going to be free fertilizer. There's a big pile of it over there. So I got two bulls. There's one of them. There we are. Nice big old pile of manure. The bulls are not breedable yet. They're still a little bit young. I imagine they'll be able to breed in about 3 or 4 days of game time, or about mid-fall. Alright, now the purpose of this whole video was to see what the nitrogen, if doing this will clean up the nitrogen after 3 harvests, planting a 4th, soon to be a harvest, as you can see as I showed on my crop rotation planner. Letter A, and then B, C, and D are also ones that I'm currently working on. You can pause that and look at it if you'd like. Here we are. So, I like this mod. I really do. I thought it was just going to be temporary, but I'm going to keep it. Then I'm also going to invest in the large... Let me show you. I'm going to make a future video about it. This one is so cool. It's under crop protection. And it's this, the Terrigator, which holds 45,000 liters of manure. Wow. That is a beast. I can't wait for, and I'm going to load that up with my wheel loader. That's going to be fun. That is so cool. Heck yeah. H-E-C-K. You know, you don't want to say certain words. Gotta watch for the purposes of this. All right. Now I should need to open this up here. It should show me. I'm gonna go to the spot where I saw the most, where it could possibly mostly need it, and then that will hopefully then clean all of that up. Now I'm not gonna get back and I'm not gonna do the, I'll do that on my own time. Here we are. Okay, pay attention to the lower left-hand corner of the screen. It looks like it is definitely working. It is getting darker. That is very cool indeed. It's better than I realized. I thought the worker was just going to spread it around. As we can see where it says pH value, we're not looking at that. We're looking at nitrogen. 180, and this is sandy loam. I wonder if this is now going to say 200. Okay, now it says 180 perfect. What does it say now? 180 perfect. But it's a little bit better than perfect because, as we saw, hold on a minute. There it is. It's actually getting a darker shade of green, which ultimately means better yield. And what I'm really liking is the spreader. I've only used 7% on 2 passes. Wow, this mod is awesome. This mod is a 5-star. I didn't no idea how awesome it was. I'm glad I downloaded it. If anybody wants to know, so you don't have to back up, so you can get it too. It's the Lizard N-235/1. You can convert it to a manure spreader, which the spread on that is amazing. It's what I meant is it's not using very much. Other spreaders, manure spreaders I've seen, really go through that manure fast, not as efficiently. But even though the meter spread is only 4 meters, that's not bad at all. I was thinking maybe 2 or 3, but very nice, very nice. So precision farming now, this is the next way to go. Once you've done 3 harvests, go ahead and get yourself some manure out. Actually, do it after the 2nd harvest. I should have done it after the canola. I'm talking about rotation plan A. So about every 2 harvests. So it's going to be, now I've got the wheat. I'm catching up. It's all evening it out. It's very pretty, isn't it? I think that covers everything. I'm glad I recorded this. I'm glad I took mental note to record this, and I just want to make sure I've got everything, you know, necessary so that this video gives you as much information as you need. The yields are pretty much standard every harvest. That just depends on the soil type. The darker the green, the better. This is loamy sand. Loamy sand, loamy sand. I haven't harvested this yet. We got some barley over here that I need to harvest yet. I also need to harvest some canola. That's right here. You know, let's go ahead and take a look at that too before this video ends. Now the weeds, I take care of there is hardly ever any weeds on my property. It's just a little bit there. I spread a herbicide spreader every time. And the herbicide spreader that I use, in case you're wondering, the spread on it is very nice. It's worth the money. This one here. And make sure you get the one that goes 10 miles per hour. There's one that goes 7 miles per hour, and then there's the one that goes 10. That's what makes this mod the best mod for spreading herbicide in the game, in my opinion. Herbicide, okay? Wow, I've only used 20% manure. And I've got, I'd say, 20% of the field, so that's cool. For only 3,500 liters? Oh yeah, and then it was only about 10 slots. This mod is awesome. Okay, let's go back to fruit types that I've shown. I just harvested this and this, but it still shows what it was. It was oats, a little bit of oats that was there. They're not there now. Corn. Corn is still growing. Here is some more wheat that will be still growing. Here's some more wheat that's still growing. A lot of wheat. I got to keep up with those chickens, and then the pigs, of course, that'll be coming. A little bit of canola. I'm sitting pretty good on canola. Let's look at that. I don't really sell crops. The only crops I sell are soybeans and sunflowers. The canola I save strictly for my pigs wherever I have them. And as you can see, I almost have 36,000 canola sitting in my grain silo. Corn, 39,000, more on the way. Corn is the main staple for pigs in seasons. If you don't have corn, don't even worry about having pigs. You got to have enough corn. And then the corn, to get pigs at 100% health, give them canola, and then give them wheat or barley. Never give them your soybeans. It's worth more to sell them at the highest market value, and never give your pigs your sunflowers. Canola, hands down, is the only one that, to get your pigs at 100% health. Corn will keep them at 80% health. Your pigs will stay at 80%, but they won't get any higher. Next, you need wheat, barley, and canola, respectively, to jump them up to 100. And I do not want to use... Well, that was interesting. That's what I thought it would do, too. I thought it would kind of spread and stop, which it did. So it definitely had a reason for doing that. Oh, it's because it was at 200. Awesome. So, all right, I'm glad I stuck around and kept recording, because that's important. It's not going to go over 200. So the possibility of over-fertilizing over 200 has now been officially declared that you cannot do it. Maybe. I don't know. What if I spread slurry next on this? Would that cause it to be over-fertilized and make this like a value nitrogen of like 220, 240? Maybe I need to test that out. But I give my cows straw, and the reason is, to end this video, I give my cows straw for manure because the output per 4,000 liters of straw is you're going to get more manure for it. If you give your pigs straw, you're losing out. Never give your pigs straw unless you got so much straw you don't know what to do with. Which probably I think I will be eventually get to that point. Then of course, but if you're just a farmer starting out, stay away from giving pigs straw. They consume it way too quickly because they breed too quickly. They breed very, very fast. And then the young piglets the next morning will consume straw just like an adult would. But of course, but they don't make as much manure. That's just a little glitch in the game that I have noticed, and one you should take note of. Whether or not you want to give them straw or not, just make note of that. I thought I would mention that too. Stuff that I've learned. All right, so if you've been watching up to this point, I really appreciate you sticking around. You're a very cool person. Only about 10 to 20% of you who watch my videos actually stick around this far. And the number might even be less than that. The longer the video is, of course. And that's cool. I'm not saying that's bad, but I really appreciate you sticking around. I hope I've given you enough information to have earned your subscription. And please leave a like, and if you'd like to also, please leave a comment. I like to, whenever I make a precision farming video, I like to cover as much as possible, show people what I'm doing, because there's a lot to know. I am also curious what the economic values are for this. Okay. I've only harvested so far this field and this field. So, and it was oats on both. That's cool. So I have a hypothetical profit of 14,904. That's not set in stone. It will go up higher than that because I'm using the oats for horses. So that's going to definitely turn into huge more profits. And I actually had to grow. As you can see, I've got 23,159 liters of oats. That should be enough to last me quite a while for my horses. You need horses need oats, just like pigs need corn with seasons. And then they also need hay and straw. Very, very, very. But the horses are a lot of work. What else can I show everybody? As I'm talking and discussing things, what my plans are. This one should show, okay, I was going to say 0 because I have not harvested anything yet this year. The corn is still growing, the wheat is still growing, and then the barley I'm harvesting today later on. That minus 42 will go up, and why is it at minus 42? That ain't vehicle maintenance and fuel. Well, that's cool. It'll tell you which property number where your vehicles had wear and tear. That's cool. That's a cool discovery. What is the vehicle maintenance here? 620, of course, because I've been harvesting all day. And right now it is 1:27 p.m. It's going to take me about 2 hours to ride the rest of the horses. That will be in a future video. If I was to make a guess, how about 32,000 for my profits for riding those horses in one day? If it's higher than or lower than that, we'll see. 32,000 would make it worth it. Okay, I think that pretty much covers things. Oh yeah, we need to one more time jump inside this tractor where the worker was. It is now me. It is me now, but the worker is working for me. I actually am not doing anything. So it has definitely made it so there's more nitrogen in the soil naturally. Manure is good. Manure is one of your best fertilizing types. And I'm still at less. I'm not even at 50% left yet, and I think I was right. I think this 3,500 liters is going to do this entire field. Wow. That makes this mod 5 stars. If I could give it 10, I would. One last thing. Whoops. Accidentally. There we are. Let's do a landscape view to show everybody what is going on with my design. See here, I'm gonna have future roads here that I'm gonna paint. There'll be another painting video coming up, probably in about a week. And then I've got all these fields going on. I've established a farm now. I've got all the animals almost. I'll have pigs. Then I need sheep. With sheep, I'm gonna have to go like big time on sheep because the profit margins are very low. I've had 80 sheep is the most I've ever had. That mod that gives you up to 80 sheep. Profit margins are low, so I'm gonna have to go with 500 sheep, but that requires a lot more investment first in getting ready. I need more hay. So everything's going in the correct order. We can look around some more. Just give everybody an idea of what's been going on. Give some catch up. What do you think of the roads that I painted? After I made that painting video, I took the time and actually did some more touch up. It took me about another hour. And it looks like I need to finish because I just purchased this land, to make room for the horses. So actually, I could actually finish this up. If anybody has stuck around to this far, up to this point, wants to watch me paint a little bit to connect these two roads, because before I couldn't do it because I didn't own that property. So that's a I'm sorry, not a click, a quick cleanup. Oh yeah, a little bit too much. I gotta add some grass. But do click the like. Maybe that's what I meant to say. Click that like button, okay? There, that looks really cool. Everybody have a great day.